And this is the global forecast for September 2017. Let's get the basics out of the way, and then I want to focus on what seems to be a common theme running throughout September, that of aspects to Neptune. The basics though, this month, well, the big news this month is the upcoming opposition of Jupiter to Uranus. This has been brewing in the background for 9 months, and it is the finale of a 9-month period where Jupiter has been sextiling Saturn 3 times and opposing Uranus 3 times. Now, with Jupiter coming up to oppose Uranus, with Uranus at the end of Aries and Jupiter at the end of Libra, this is going to be exact on the 28th, 27th, 28th of the month, depending where you are in the world. This is likely to create flashpoints around the globe. In a number of different arenas, things are going to suddenly escalate, get larger than life, over the top, mountains made out of molehills, blown out of all proportion. This is going to be the last few days of September, and it's one of the biggest flashpoints of the year. Now let's look at something else over this coming month. Aspects to Neptune. Let's start with the full moon. The full moon in Pisces on the 6th of September is conjunct Neptune. Mercury in the sky, which stops going retrograde incidentally on the 5th of September and moves into Leo on the 10th of September, will be opposite Neptune on the 20th of September. Coincidentally, the date that Venus moves into Virgo, and Venus is opposite Neptune on the 30th of September. Mars in the sky, which moves into Virgo on the 5th, 6th of September, will be opposite Neptune on the 24th, 25th of September. And Jupiter in the sky will be sesquiquadrate, that's a square and a half, horrible word, a square and a half to Neptune on the 27th of September. Early next month, Uranus and Neptune will be semi-square. So you've got Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Uranus. The only planets not aspecting Neptune in the next 5 weeks are Saturn and Pluto. I suppose we should be grateful for small mercies. Thing is, with all these aspects to Neptune, Neptune in Pisces, on the one hand, we're not going to get the truth. Neptune in Pisces is fogging issues over the recent years. There's been a lot of confusion, nebulousness, vagueness, disorientation and a lack of discernment in a number of areas globally, whether it be political will, economic truth. The world is in a bit of a confused state at the moment, and that's putting it mildly. Neptune also has a lot to do with the seas and rising water, so this forecast may be coming a month too late for certain areas of the world who have experienced horrendous flooding over the period of the end of August and the very start of September. It wouldn't surprise me if there were to be further extreme weather patterns during September which further exacerbated flooding situations around the world. With all these aspects to Neptune, there is going to be some type of flood, whether it's a flood of water, empathy or refugees. There's also the fact that a lot of planets are moving into Virgo, and this is what makes Virgo so much the centre of emphasis over September. But even more significantly is the conjunction of Mercury and Mars, which is in place now. Mercury is conjunct Mars now at the start of September. And because Mercury is standing still just as Mars is moving forward, then Mercury will slowly move forward and then it will speed up and it will catch up with Mars. Mercury and Mars are never going to be more than 2 or 3 degrees away from each other until about the 20th of this month. So we've got a 3 to 4 week long Mercury-Mars conjunction, particularly strong in the first few days of September when it's on the point which was the eclipse of the Sun. So I specifically suggest that in the first 3 or 4 days of September we're going to see a number of issues around both the President of the United States of America and North Korea, both of which have critical planets at that degree, 28, 29 Sagittarius, Leo, and it's going to get feisty. And the first 3 weeks of September, Mercury conjunct Mars, while all these aspects to Neptune are going on, there's going to be a lot of provocation, a lot of verbal warfare, A lot of gab, a lot of talk, a lot of hot air. And because Neptune's there as well, it's probably not going to be real. We're not going to be told the complete truth. So I have to say, this next first 2 weeks of September are some of the most difficult times of the year. They're messy. There's a lack of transparency, a lack of discernment. Things are obscured, and yet there's going to be incisive action at the same time. This does not bode well for the long-term future. I want to get through to the equinox. By then, Mercury and Mars are pulling apart. By then, the Mercury retrograde shadow is completely over, and by then, the worst aspects to Neptune are also over. Then we can deal with Jupiter-Uranus and maybe see some type of direct incisiveness that strikes and clears away a lot of the fog. The sooner we get into the end of September, the happier I am. And then, of course, in October, Jupiter moves into Scorpio. And then into December, Saturn moves into Capricorn. All change, folks. Big change is coming up. Have a great month. Hold your breath. Don't make major changes, not yet. Give it till the middle of the month. Speak to you next month. Bye.